pero hoy salió el sol y me siento mejor.
When we wake, hear the birds and see the sun. Side by side our fears are done. Oh, the good times just begun. We know what we have, let's hold on tight. Found what we're looking for in life. Call us crazy, but things are finally right. With you and I, the future is bright.
Hello my fearless friends, welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, hello, my name's Natalie, and I am trying to document my pregnancy at the moment, as I will be a first-time mom. So I would love if you join the Fearless Friends Club. I have to give 3 disclosures. I am running out of breath the farther along I get in my pregnancy, obviously because all of my organs are being squished. I also have asthma, so yeah. Secondly, I have the AC on, so I'm so sorry if you can hear it. And third, I'm also washing clothes, so I'm sorry if you can hear the water. But yeah, I lost my train of thought. Pregnancy brain is a real thing. I will talk about that hopefully soon. To be completely honest, I really wanted to document as much of my pregnancy as possible, but it's been really hard. The first trimester was obviously really rough on me. The last thing you want to do when you're feeling nauseous all day is to film. I guess filming wasn't a priority, but I do want to document as much as I can, just because one day I want to be looking back at these videos, and I know baby will be looking back at these videos. I know why you guys are all here. We can get started and talk about how I went about telling my family and my friends that I was pregnant. Remember when I said in the last video in the first video, how I had always envisioned kind of going through the first 12 weeks of pregnancy by myself before telling Ricardo or anybody else, and that didn't happen obviously. We had agreed, once we found out that we were pregnant, that we weren't going to say anything until after our first prenatal appointment. Okay, so if we go back to the timeline, on May 3rd, which was a Monday, I took a positive pregnancy test. I had to wait for the following week to have my first prenatal appointment, but I don't know what got into me that I told one of my friends and my family before that. So May 3rd happened. May 6th, which was that Thursday, I was listening back to a voice message from a friend who I hadn't talked to in a while, and I had told her that I was late in my message. She sent me her voice message to discuss what we had been talking about, and then she texted me and she said, "Hey, I know you're not gonna listen to this voice message for a while, but did you get your period?" And the friend that I'm talking about is Cynthia. You guys probably know who Cynthia is if you listen to the Fearless Friends Club podcast. If you haven't listened to my podcast, I highly recommend it for anybody who likes my videos. Shameless plug. But this conversation was happening with me and Cynthia. I think it was just because I couldn't wrap my head around it, and because it was such a big deal, and just Ricardo and I knew. I ended up telling her that I was pregnant, and she was the first person that I told. And the reason that we were also like going back and forth in text message as well was because I had scheduled an appointment with her at her salon so that my mom could go see her for her Mother's Day present. Does that make sense? Anyway, so I sent her a picture of all the pregnancy tests, and she was very happy for me, and like I just felt like really overwhelmed, but she was really encouraging and just telling me, you're gonna be such a good mom, and basically everything that I needed to hear. But yeah, I had to kind of tell her, hey, my mom doesn't know anything yet, so try not to tell her anything when you see her later for her appointment, which she didn't. That afternoon when I went to see her to drop my mom off for her appointment, she had already gifted me this red bracelet. If you guys don't know about ojo bracelets, it's not a part of your culture. Essentially for us, what it means is it's to protect you against the evil eye and any like bad wishes on you. Also,
so evil eye is this energetic heaviness that you could feel when you've spent time with somebody who has like stared at you. Sometimes it's usually associated with jealousy, envy, and somebody having like bad feelings or bad vibes towards you.
I think she said something specifically about this one being for somebody who's pregnant. I don't know, I mean, I've hugged her plenty of times before, you know, but that day that I saw her, I almost wanted to cry because I don't know how to explain it. I think she knew how I was feeling, but also I just felt so much support coming from her at that moment. Oh my God, I'm gonna cry. So Cynthia, if you're watching this, I don't think I ever told you this, but thank you for showing up for me the way that you did because
I was scared.
So, whew, okay. So May 7th, which was Friday, Ricardo and I had decided how we were gonna tell our parents that we were pregnant. Our idea was to purchase boxes, put one of the pregnancy tests in there with like a cute little onesie or something, you know, something small. We ended up taking a trip to Bye Bye Baby, which I've never been into, by the way, because I never had the need to go into Bye Bye Baby. But we went, we got these cute onesies. This weekend that we were doing all of this was Mother's Day weekend. So there were onesies that literally said, "I'm your Mother's Day gift." So we got one for Ricardo's mom and then we got one for my mom as well. The weeks that this was all happening, like I said in my last video, was very hectic because we were planning a trip. The day of May 6th, I believe, was Ricardo's birthday. And then that weekend was Mother's Day. And then my dad's birthday was May 11th. So it was like a lot of events, a lot of family events that we had to plan for, plus our trip, plus the prenatal appointment. On May 7th, we decided, okay, well, since all of these things are happening together, we'll wait till our appointment's over and then we'll give them all gifts. We'll tell my dad, hey, here's your birthday gift. We'll tell Ricardo's dad, hey, here's your birthday gift. And then we were gonna tell our moms, here's your Mother's Day gift. That was the plan, right? This was all May 7th. We were gonna wait.
But that's not what happened.
Because I apparently could not wait. May 9th, which is Mother's Day, comes around and I get this sudden urge that I want to tell my mom and I want to tell my family. So that morning, I actually sent a picture of the pregnancy tests to my sister, and I'm gonna try to get a screenshot of what she said for you guys, but she couldn't believe it. And I told her I kind of want to tell Mom today because I knew I was gonna go to my grandma's house for the Mother's Day celebration, and I don't know, something kind of just overtook me. I think it was just because we were all in family. My family was having a really good time. There was good food that I just texted Ricardo and I was like,
I want to tell my mom right now.
And my family, because if you guys didn't know, I lived with my grandma for maybe a year, and I got really close to my mom's side of the family because of this. And so we're all like this, and I really wanted to share the news because I am the oldest granddaughter on my mom's side of the family, and we don't have any babies currently. They always would ask me like, when are we gonna have kids, and you know, when are you gonna give us a baby, because I'm technically next in line to give a baby, if you believe in that stuff. But you don't have to, because you don't have to have kids if you don't want to. I still am firm on that belief. Anyway, I don't know, I just really felt overwhelmed with joy. Probably the pregnancy hormones already kicking in at that time, but I texted Ricardo and I was like, I want to tell my mom right now, can you please bring me the box? I asked him, you know, are you okay with it? And he said yeah. He was like, okay, we can tell her. And I will let you guys see her reaction when I told her.
No! Are you pregnant? No! Why didn't you tell me?
Oh my god, I'm getting emotional just watching this, but my family is the best. The person who is standing next to me is my grandma, and the one who screams no is my grandma.
No!
Whew. I didn't think I was gonna get emotional. I was thinking about this today and how blessed I've been to have the support that I've had from my family. Granted, this baby's been waited on for a long time. Whew. My battery died, and I think it died at the perfect moment because I almost lost it there. Yeah, the baby's been something that we've been waiting on for a long time, so, but it doesn't make me naive to the fact that my family has really shown up for me at this time. So that's how we told my mom, but my dad wasn't there because he was actually working. So I had told my mom,
Don't tell Ba. I want to tell him for his birthday.
which was gonna be that Tuesday. If you guys know my mom, I cannot believe that she was able to keep that secret from him, even if it was only for a few days, because she actually didn't tell him. We're the ones who ended up telling him. That's how I told my mom's side of the family and my mom, and it was beautiful, and I honestly couldn't have wished for a better moment. I'm so glad that I did it that day because I just really felt the love. Monday, May 10th. Was when I had my first prenatal appointment. I had to do that very uncomfortable vaginal ultrasound. You know, they were like, there's your baby, which honestly I felt like Rachel when she can't understand her own ultrasound pictures.
Pretty amazing, huh?
I don't see it.
What?
I can't see it.
But you just said that you did.
I know, I lied. I didn't want her to think I was a terrible mother. I can't even see my own baby.
So after my prenatal appointment, I remember that I really wanted to tell Selene, and you guys know who Selene is. We had a podcast together. She's been on my channel for a while. She's one of my best friends. I think this was the day that I told her, and she had just gotten out of work when she saw my message, which was perfect timing. But essentially she called me and was screaming joy, you know, that I was pregnant. And what I really was grateful for in her reaction was that she just kept reminding me what a blessing this was. And again, this was so fresh that I was still in shock that I was pregnant, you know, because again, baby was a surprise. But I just felt like her support was coming through in words of affirmation. And if anybody is good at making you feel safe with affirmation or affirming you, it's Selene. I wish that I would have been able to record that reaction, but again, I wasn't thinking about recording that reaction because it wasn't really pre-planned. I just couldn't wait. Guys, I was telling everybody at this point. I think that afternoon I ended up telling my other girlfriends. I sent them messages or voice memos, and everybody was really kind with what they said. And May 11th, this is when we told my dad and when we told my in-laws. So we told my dad first because May 11th is his birthday. So we were already going to be at my parents' house early that day so that we can celebrate my dad. Mind you, we were leaving for our trip the following day on May 12th, if I'm not mistaken. But we went to see my parents. I had also told my sister we were gonna tell my dad that day, so she also wanted to be on FaceTime that day. So this is kind of how it went. Okay, are you ready?
Happy birthday.
¡Tarán! ¿Y este qué es? No. Nomás que... No, ¿qué? ¿Ya se me olvidó? ¿Qué?
No, nada, pues
¿Estás
ahí
embarazada?
Sí.
Oh.
Bueno, abajo es tu otro regalo.
No, pero ¿qué importa? Mira. Ay, mi amor.
Okay, so you guys kind of know the history with my dad and I. We spent a long time not on the same page with a lot of things. I had gone maybe 3 years without speaking with him, and we reconnected about 2 years ago, and our relationship is the best it has ever been, and I think a lot of that has to do with his sobriety. I feel like I was almost scared to tell him because I wasn't really sure how he would react, because I still feel like we're learning each other's habits and behaviors. I know that he wanted a grandbaby because he had been asking me for one for a while now, but I was still kind of unsure of how he was going to react. He did end up opening the pregnancy test because he was trying to comprehend like what the hell was going on. I wish that I wouldn't have stopped recording as fast as I did. I knew he was coming in for a hug after, and so I stopped recording, but after I stopped recording, he was crying. I don't know, it was just such a wholesome feeling, and I think the fact that we are in such a good place right now made it even more special, you know? And I'm so glad that I was able to capture that moment.
Yo me sentí, no lo podía creer. Primero, cuando abrí la cajita, como que me tomó un tiempo para realizar lo que estaba viendo, unos segundos, y ya después pues ya vi que era una prueba de embarazo y ya pues exploté de felicidad. Estaba muy contenta. Estábamos esperando ese momento por mucho, mucho tiempo.
Okay.
Oh, yo también no, como que yo ya presentía, la verdad, porque ya le había dicho a tu mamá que yo soñaba mucho. Pero pues, no sé qué sentí, me sentí bien curioso, como que no lo podía creer. Bien bonito, pero no sé cómo explicarlo. Después de todo lo que hemos vivido, como lo más grande, y luego fue mi cumpleaños, es como el mejor regalo, es como de toda mi vida.
¿Y qué piensa que va a ser?
Yo he soñado niño, y no porque machista, no, sí he soñado niño.
Yo pienso que niña.
¿Quieren darle un mensaje al baby?
Yo que juegue mucho conmigo nomás. Vamos a divertirnos mucho. Pienso que me voy a divertir mucho con él. Yo lo voy a querer mucho, lo voy a cuidar.
Y yo también, que va a ser un bebé muy querido y que lo hemos esperado tanto tiempo. Un rayito de luz que necesitábamos ya tener en nuestra familia.
How did you feel when you found out that I was pregnant?
I don't know. I was like, it's about damn time, you know? I guess it was a good time though. I was pretty excited. It was just a long time coming, I think.
Okay, and what do you think the baby's gonna be?
I think the baby is... I've been thinking it was a boy since before you even thought you were like pregnant and everything. Like every time I think of you with the kid, I thought it was gonna be a little baby, so little boy. So I'm sorry, baby, if you're a girl.
Okay, and then last question is, do you want to say anything to the baby?
Don't be too rough on Natalie, because she was pretty mean to me when I was a kid.
Oh my god.
So, I don't know how she's going to be with you. Just, if you want an Xbox, come to me. Natalie's not the one to go to. That's
Okay.
it.
That same day, we told my in-laws at night, because we were all going to meet to make sure that we were all ready for our trip, because the trip that we took that week was a family trip. It was gonna be like 8 of us that were going to the same place. And so Ricardo came up with the idea that he wanted everybody to be together so that we could plan for like the airplane and the airport and stuff. But really, because he saw how my dad reacted, because he still wanted to wait till we got back from our trip to tell his parents, but when he saw how my parents reacted, he wanted to tell them before we left on our trip, which I think is a good idea, because my sister-in-law Joanna was like, yeah, we're gonna get drunk, I'm gonna make you some margaritas and all these things, and I just had to be like, yeah, you know. And I'm glad that we told them before we left, because I don't know how easily it would have been for me to hide the pregnancy, because if you know me, pre-pregnancy, I would never pass up a margarita. So we decided to tell them that night, and this is a little bit of how that went.
Al mismo tiempo.
No.
¿Sí? Damn!
Are you serious? Oh, I'm gonna cry.
No llore su corazón.
Oh. Okay.
Mira, baby! Your brother!
No.
¿Sí? Damn!
Are you serious? Oh, I'm gonna
So just to give a little bit of context though, everybody was in the room because we had said we were gonna give my suegro his birthday gift from the week before and my suegra her Mother's Day gift. So that's kind of why we were all kind of set up to see them open their gifts, I guess. Just so you guys know, Ricardo's also the oldest on his side of the family, and his parents have also, they haven't pressured us as much as my parents have, but they have made it very clear that they were open to us having to us having kids. So of course my in-laws were shocked and very happy, but more so shocked probably because I had been telling them, you know, that it wasn't gonna happen for a while, that I wasn't ready. And I have a really good relationship with both of them. You know, they lived with us for almost 2 years, I think. I don't even remember anymore, but we built a really solid relationship when they lived here with us. And just saying that out loud, like, I really feel like there was so many things that had to align in order for this pregnancy to take place in such a beautiful way like it did. You know, I have such a good relationship with my dad now. I have an amazing relationship with my in-laws. My family is very supportive. My friends, I think you guys know that I was working really hard to try to make more female connections because I've always had a really hard time with making girlfriends. And I did that this last year. I also went to therapy and I got into recovery. There were so many things that God helped me with these last few years to prepare for this moment so that I can try to be the best mom that I can for baby, you know. But yeah, I just feel really blessed and like overwhelmed with how much support I've received from some of my friends and some of my family. Bryce and Destiny, Carlos and Paola, we actually told them while we were in California, and I wish that we would have recorded the FaceTimes because their reactions were just as sweet as everybody else's. But again, it was a very spontaneous thing when we told them because I just couldn't wait anymore. So we FaceTimed both couples while we were in California. That's how we told everybody. I'm excited to see if I can get some reactions for when we shared the baby sex, you know? I think I'm gonna call it here. I'm sorry if this video is super long because I can talk forever, but I hope that you guys enjoyed those reactions. And I just wanted to say that I appreciate every single one of you that's following this journey with good intentions and wishing me well and keeping up with my pregnancy because, I don't know, I think it's beautiful. But if you're interested in watching a more intimate approach to my pregnancy, I would recommend you check out my Instagram. I share as much as I can on there when I have time, which, I mean, I try my best to keep everything updated on there. So I also wanted to mention Ricardo and I are going to try to do some sort of podcast episode where he will talk about some of the things that maybe I forgot to mention or details I got wrong in the video so that you guys can also hear his side of the story. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. My goal is to get to 200 subscribers. So if you've gotten this far into the video and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. It really does make a difference for me. I love you guys so much. I will see you in the next one, and I hope you guys are staying fearless. Bye!